Hello. Wait, that's creepy.
Had a busy day today. Photograph.
So very, very interesting. Okay, 4 million. So yeah, your golden buzzer, 4 million, but they reached out to us.
Oh,
yes, it's happening again, man. We're so that means your golden buzzer and my golden buzzer have both reached out to us, but this is about your golden buzzer. And let's check out a little. I just wanted to show you a little bit of what you said.
Look who's got this organized. I love it.
A little bit.
I don't see or hear anything, just FYI.
Okay, that's a problem. Okay. So share screen. How about now?
Yes.
Okay. 548, 548, 5.
So we're taking in my brilliance.
Taking
you see what I'm saying?
and my stupidness.
They could be as topical. If a musician died next week, all of a sudden the guy could sing this beautiful tribute to that singer. You know what I'm saying?
Or even Elton John. I mean, Queen. You know how people go crazy over those two.
So I'm making a point, and Brett, as usual, steps all over it and takes it in a direction that completely makes no sense. I love it.
And they started with Elton John, but they're going to get
not hear the guy do Elton John. Are you going to keep doing this weird licking thing with your tongue? That was literally the opening. Stop doing that.
Okay, was that? It is weird.
Hold me close and try to dance.
So this is what I wanted to show you. This brilliance of Steven. Okay, all right. They're going to get through the judges. Will America love them? Yeah, I know. I look like an idiot.
Will America love the autistic brothers who sing and love each other?
Yes. We want to hear from these guys.
This sounds, yes, we want to hear from them. They're the Brown brothers, and they're winning this bad boy. And
bam.
I'm honestly excited. I'm as excited to see them perform again as I was to see Brandon Leake perform again.
Can you explain to people that you hate these shows? For you to
I hate these shows. I mean,
I'm excited about anything.
Yeah.
So tell us.
The reason I don't like the shows is the reason I like the Brown brothers so much, strangely. So I don't like these shows because I find them cloying, meaning like really like sappy and cliche ridden. I don't doubt for a moment. Of course, I understand that these are real people competing. They all have dreams. They all have talents to varying degrees. They all put in work. They all want this moment. They have different reasons for coming on the show, but ultimately what they want is success, and they've worked very hard to different degrees to get it. I understand all of that. I just hate the format of a variety show in general. I find it, you know, this notion of like, these next 2 minutes can change your life. I think it's such a cliche. I think it's one of these things where, in some ways, I think these shows are sort of a cheap shortcut to people who like legitimately work in their field. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with a shortcut here and there, but again, I just don't, you know, the acts I tend to not like. The reason I tend to not like them is just because I just don't think it fits the format of these shows. 2 minutes. Like, I don't want to see your 2-minute stand-up set. I don't want to see it. Stand-up to me is about connection and philosophy and all this other stuff that you're not going to do in 2 minutes. It's just like, I don't want to watch an entire show of 2-minute wrestling matches.
No.
What's the point to me? But when there's something that feels unique, or at least new to me, and a story that I can genuinely get behind, like the Brown Brothers. I love the act. I love the idea of the act, and I love them. So, or if I think something is being introduced to American society in general that needs to be out there, it's why I was such a huge Brandon Leak fan.
Yep.
I knew that spoken word existed. Not that I'm saying most people don't know about spoken word, but most people haven't really encountered good spoken word. And Brandon Leak, I thought, was a phenomenal ambassador for that art form. Just like I think these guys, the Brown Brothers, are a phenomenal ambassador for this art form. I think impressions have been done before, but not quite in the way that they're doing it. And I think there's something about their relationship, playing the instrument and singing and working in conjunction. There's something about it that's so kind of pure and lovely. Where most of these acts, the purity and the sort of innocence of the acts, I think, is partially faked to get votes. I don't get any of that from the Brown Brothers. I think they are who they appear to be. And there's something that's kind of wonderful and pure about it. That's what I really like about the act. And I think people will vote for it. And I think them getting 4 million views makes me look brilliant. Because to me, it's not necessarily that whoever has the most views is going to win. But I do think if you have less than 1 million, your chances of developing a big enough following in order to get the votes necessary, because that's a part of this game, right? It's why I kind of knew, I mean, we can debate on how talented some of these like kid singers have been.
Yeah.
But if you're splitting votes, you're splitting votes, and it makes it incredibly hard to win. If there are too many singers,
Roberta and Danelia split
right,
votes in the
if
finals.
there are too many singers, it's going to hurt you. That's just the way it is, right? And they occupy their own space. And I think Brandon Leak clearly occupied his own space. And those kind of acts I gravitate towards. And I think it's why I've done a relatively good job of picking on America's Got Talent and Britain's Got Talent. Because I sort of recognize there's something about the spoken word or singing that kind of bypasses a lot of BS as far as voting goes. Your reaction is very immediate and very emotional. And that's the kind of thing that gets you extra votes, that gets you, as we would say in politics, the swing votes, because that's what it takes to win. Yeah. Like your genre and who you are going to get you a certain amount of votes. Broken Roots was going to do well because there was going to be a demographic that voted for them. But they got second place because they got people who otherwise voted for other people. Mm-hmm. And when those people were eliminated, they picked up a lot of those people. That's what it takes to win it all. And Brandon Leak, I think, is a testament to that too. And I think the Brown Brothers are going to get that too. I
agree with you.
I'm not saying they're never going to be number one in voting until the end.
Wow. Very interesting.
I think they'll do pretty good. But the longer they hang in this thing, the more they're going to pick up more of the votes from the people who get kicked off of the show than anybody else. That's my prediction.
So they were second week, but get this.
Yeah.
All of, we'll check it out now. All of the Golden Buzzers were gone, except for Terry's. So they absolutely do what you say they do, and it's not in the order at all.
Oh.
But I didn't really realize that it was this. So
so in other words, almost all the Golden Buzzers were gone by the time that they went in real time, even though they went on the second week, according to the programming. Yeah. Yep. And there's the reason that they put them early, I think. And the reason is because they wanted to make sure the show was off and running. Because there's something called this, it's called in sports or in entertainment, the sophomore jinx, which is usually your first thing is really good. And then the second week falls off. And I think putting them the second week to get the Golden Buzzer proves how important that they knew that they were going to be. that they didn't want a sophomore
You're
jinx.
right.
They didn't want to, they wanted to make sure that there was something that people talked about and people watched from week 2 to week 3, and it was going to be them. So again, more proof that they're going to be important.
Do you want to read out their comment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's read. Yeah, Marquito, of course, commented. Most of the impressions were spot on except for Kermit the Frog.
I don't agree.
I don't agree either. I think it was a pretty good Kermit the Frog. Is it really hard to do? I just did it, right?
Can you sing it? That was really good, though, by the way.
Sure.
Well, be closer.
I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. So,
don't keep my daughter's name out your mouth.
Because the same guy who did Kermit the Frog did other people, and you could hear how similar the voices are, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yes, talk I do. Oh,
So-
Yoda.
Wait, did
Kermit
he
the
did?
Frog
Wait, he
is-
did Yoda. The guy
Yes,
that did
my
Kermit the
God.
Frog.
So it's Yoda, it's Kermit the Frog, it's Miss Piggy. They're. I'm not saying
Miss
they're the
Piggy
same
does
voices.
sound like all of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Gabrielle and Nate Brown, aka Black Gryphon and Bazik, cool nicknames. Gabrielle Brown / Black Gaffron. And about the golden buzzer thing, Simon actually told us he wished he could have given us his, but he had already used it by the time this was filmed. We were late in the process. I think only Terry had his left. So a little inside information for the Truth Hurts
baby.
audience. Thank you guys so much for reaching out to us.
Bro, and look what they have as their icon. Marquito's got his big old bald head. But Shady Mist here, who's that? My Little Pony, My Little Pony. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Also, the violinist reached out. We have 2 this week. And for some reason, I have the tap dancing guy. Okay, let's see.
The violinist wrote quite a bit, didn't he?
He did. He did.
It's important for us to, guys, I gotta say this too. Even though Brett keeps licking his mouth, even though I ask him not to.
Oh my God. What is going on?
Stop doing it, weirdo. So
Okay.
like
So weird.
It really means a lot to us when the acts reach out. And it lets us know, because let's be real, on Brett's channels, traditionally, individual reactions to individual singers are the kind of meat and potatoes of the channel as far as views go. But as far as the spirit of the channel, it really comes about as a result of looking at these shows, right? The Voice, but especially America's Got Talent. We've looked at the Go Big Show, Britain's Got Talent, etc. It's really the core, sort of the soul of the channel. Now, but the views tend not to be as high, but you just can't beat when the acts reach out to us and establish friendships, especially with Brett and that kind of thing. It's big to us. So this is just really great stuff. I just want to put that out there. And if you heard how we talked about this stuff on Patreon, you would not believe. You seriously got to check out some Patreon, because Brett, I mean, we go buck on that thing, man.
I think I lowered it to $3 or $2 or $1. Something cheap.
Bro, try it out. If you don't like it, you can drop it, but try it out for a couple of bucks, bro. Come on.
So Simon made him do a different song.
Yes, which I completely agree with.
Hated the track.
Time and
So,
I'm a street performer.
Also, look how nervous he was and not himself. He comes back.
Put it quite like that, Alex.
And
I'm not gonna give you a vote. I was like, this is like one of those toxic relationships where they string you along and you're like, what
he's talking to Simon like it's a toxic relationship. He's being himself in the
are
second thing.
we?
Oh, Simon.
I wouldn't have put it quite like that, Alex. But
So what are
I
we?
was more like mentoring,
He's doing better banter than some of the comedians.
supportive, helpful.
mentor. Yeah.
So anyway, let's see if we made the right
All
decision.
right,
or-
we'll
Yeah.
put a title on it tonight.
So he got
I'm not gonna
24
say
hours
anything
to
else.
come up with
Good
something else, right?
24 hours.
Yeah.
Yes.
luck. Okay, Alex, would you still describe our relationship as toxic?
No, I think you've come to a conclusion. And just so you know, my ring size is a 7 men's.
I love him. Okay. So I just screamed. All right. And then I just wanted to check. There's a little thing here.
Violinist, I want to first of all just say he is himself 100% of the effing time. And I love that. There's no holding back.
Was that my phone?
Who he is. He's proud of who he is. And you could all look at him and learn a thing or two.
I sound like a psycho.
I'm done ranting at the computer.
I think Simon did him a great favor by making him come back with a different track. He picked something more popular, and I think that lends itself towards the sound. When you can recognize the song, it helps this kind of act a great deal. Even though you didn't recognize it at first, you sort of loosely kind of like, okay, it's familiar. I just didn't
Okay. I thought it was a shot at me, but that's not a shot.
know what it was. I, of course, knew what it was because I have too much time on my hands. And the act was really great. And like I told Brett at the end, if nothing else, I think when people see him performing on the strip in Vegas, that he'll make a lot more money.
Okay. So he did write a lot.
Look at that. Look at that.
You know what? And I read every single comment and comment back. Just came across this video tonight. Thanks for the feedback. I think it's so interesting to see it from the audience perspective. I appreciate that you broke it down and noticed the finer details, like the riffs I made to make the song sort of my own interpretation. The whole thing was a blur for me, and I was really just living in the moment and saying what came to mind, and thought if they X'd me off, at least I didn't hold back and showed who I was.
Right.
I almost regretted it because it was sort of shocking to be that vulnerable for the first time on worldwide TV. I'm sure.
Yeah.
In the months leading up to my audition airing, months. So he auditioned probably like in January, February. Then they wait. In the months leading up to my audition airing, the anticipation made me almost hope that the editors just kept my silliness out of the whole episode because I wasn't sure how it would come across to the general public. I was like, what if the people just don't get it? I would also have literal dreams that people in my audition video just left pure hate comments. So I'm definitely shocked that the general reception to me has been overwhelmingly positive because I was thinking it may not land the way when it's broadcast. Truly a pleasure watching this vid, and I had fun. Thanks so much, y'all. Thank you, man. And
what were the comments below? One of them was obviously from you, but
Well,
I see there's
so-
two.
Stephen Beck, commenting on everything.
No. The two replies from the.
Okay. Stephen, you did great. Thank you. Great that you found this video. I know Brett likes when the contestants comment. And then, do you want to hear my comment?
Yeah.
This is Brett from The Truth Hurts, and I just watched your performance again, and your personality was like a comedian. And like I said, you are you 100%, and you don't hold back. I love that. I become friends with many of the acts, and please text me at 404, blah, blah, blah. I would love to talk to you, bud. Can't wait for your next performance, Brett. That sounds crazy, but people have texted me back from doing that. So Stephen Beck said, there have been a lot of violinists that have done very well on this show. I'm on the fence about him, though. He's great at the violin and has a great personality, but I didn't love his choice of music. It was too generic for me, but I think he could potentially amaze me if he gets through the cuts. Alex commented, I totally understand that. Thanks for the feedback. Bunch of hearts. Stephen was excited. He said, Alex, and my opinion is completely subjective. I talked to the others and they said they love the song. Also, you handled the pressure of coming back like a pro. I hope you're very proud of yourself. Look at all the love in the Peace. Oh, the Truth Hurts. But you know what? The Peace and Love reaction channel is bleeding through. You know, there's a lot of love here. And keep in mind, anyone that's watching this from the show, we're the mean, harsh judges. So if you're getting, and he's the flirt. No, and I'm the bad boy. If you are getting compliments from us, check out some of our reactions to other things, because we go pretty hard on things that we don't like. So
no doubt about that. Yeah. I mean, we're pretty harsh, but at the same time, if we like something, we like it, and you know it's legit. I've never said that I like something that I didn't like. I can say that 100% honestly. So great to hear from the Axe.
Yeah.
Great to see Brett no longer asking people to go skiing with him.
Yes.
I don't know about putting his number out there, but you know, that's his spam cross.
Yeah, I'm gonna get. That's why I get phone calls from everywhere every time. But so we don't know what kind of show there was. I'm gonna go back and check out. Apparently, the show was where they go to Simon's house and they shuffle all the people. I don't know if there was anything new. I'm gonna check it out, and then me and Steven, whenever both of us are free, we'll let you know what we thought of the show.
Well, that, and we gotta put our list together at some point, right?
Oh my gosh, the huge show. Well, I will get a list of all of the acts. And don't worry, I won't say blind girl. Inside joke from Britain's Got Talent.
And yes, he will absolutely say blind girl. So
wait, that could be a great song name. Elton John needs to, like, blind girl, what you doing with that boy? Blind girl, what you doing with that toy? Oh my gosh. I wonder where that was going. Bring your blind ass down here. Bring your blind ass down there. Okay. If you're still here, I'm so sorry.
He took your leg.
Hey, get out of that damn tree. That was the best post-game show ever. So guys, we're Steven and Brett. I'm Brett Douglas.
I'm Steven Platinum.
And we're the Truth Hurts, and we'll be back with a real lot.